Hour, I'll be reading from the May 14th, 2026 issue of the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier radio reading service. Leading off, Elmwood Village Farmers Market enters 28th season. A beloved Western New York tradition returns as the Elmwood Village Farmers Market, presented by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, officially opens for the season on Saturday, May the 9th. Located at the iconic intersection of Elmwood Avenue and Bidwell Parkway, the market will welcome shoppers every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine, through November 28th. Now entering its 28th season, the Elmwood Village Farmers Market, or EVFM, continues its legacy as a cornerstone of the historic Elmwood Village. More than just a place to shop, it is a vibrant community hub that connects neighbors with the region's finest growers and artisan producers. Distinguishing itself from other markets, the EVFM remains a strictly producer-owned marketplace. This ensures that every item sold was grown or made directly by the vendor here in Western New York. This transparency will allow us visitors to shop with confidence, knowing they are supporting the hands that fed them. The 2026 lineup features nearly 40 local vendors weekly. The diverse selection includes fresh fruits and vegetables, pasture-raised meats, organic offerings, and artisanal baked goods. Shoppers can also find local wine, craft beer, spirits, honey, cheese, maple syrup, artisan pizzas, pasta, and popsicles. Follow the market on Facebook and Instagram for the latest updates and special events, or visit www.elmwoodmarket.org. And we'll head to the sports column by Bill Snyder, Angels in the Outfield. These 6- and 7-year-old girls play for the Angels in Shoshone Park now, and they must have some clout with Mother Nature. After just 2 weeks of league play, the Angels have yet to lose, winning their first 2 softball games last weekend. With only 15 games canceled on the league schedule, the number is quite impressive considering the amount of rain this area has received. If not for the work on the diamonds before some games by the league's board of directors, boys and girls have been able to play almost every night. These Angels are a part of the rookie girls division in house softball, playing against teams like the Comets, Devils, Diamonds, Ravens, Rebels, Shamrocks, and Wolfpack. They learn the game from their coach, Adam Sassone, and try to win early each season because it's a very competitive division. Some of the best games in Shoshone Park are played by the teams and rookie girls. By season's end, spectators line both sides of the diamond to cheer on these girls. Last Friday, the Angels defeated the Comets 3-2 in a very close game for their first win. Then, the next day, the Angels won again 6-2, and now their season is underway, blessed by the heavens. The boys are back as well, swinging away at the plate for early wins. Grady Trillo got his first hit in Shoshone Park in the first inning, and teammates Joe Snyder and Miles Mock helped lead the Athletics to a shutout of the Red Sox 5-0. Llewellyn Hedrick, J.J. Spots, Giovanni Butchenko, and Clark Livowitz added again for the Twins in a big win over the Blue Jays and rookie boys. Gabriel Santiago Perez and Dominic Schaefer led the Angels boys team to a 1-0 win over the Rays. Dennis G. took the mound for the first time and pitched a stellar first inning for the Triple-A Tigers, and teammates Adrian Darby made a great catch in the outfield to lead them to a 10-5 win over the Mariners last Thursday. In Major Boys, Patrick Gaughan went 4 for 4 with a home run, a double, and 2 singles, and a national 16-7 win over the Mets. Henry Zebro also had 4 hits with 4 RBIs. Pitcher Connor Smith helped lead the Cardinals to their first win of the season with an 8-3 win over the Cubs. 4 players helped lead the rookie boys Red Sox to their first win of the season over the Royals. They were Lucas Winkelstein, Leo Smith, Augie Blink, and Asher Palmer. Matty Bear had 3 hits and pitched 2 strong innings to battle the Gators to an 11-11 tie with the Orange in Triple-A girls last Saturday. Connor Roll pitched 3 shutout innings for the Dodgers in a 5-2 victory over the Mets. Xander Mann, Maverick Kelly, and Dakota Cummings each hit 3 doubles to lead the offense. In other games, this past week, the Astros defeated the Rangers 9-1, and the Mariners topped the Yankees 3-1 in rookie boys. In Double-A boys, the Brewers topped the Phillies 2-1, and the Dodgers won their first game of the season with a 2-1 win over the Mets. Shea Hollenbach helped lead the Mariners over the White Sox 3-2. Coming up on the Memorial Day weekend is the annual North Buffalo Baseball Softball Girls Wildcat Tournament to be held in Shoshone Park, with as many as 36 teams competing in 4 age brackets. In years past, the ladies of Shoshone Park have always shown their exceptional play against any opponent who has traveled into North Buffalo for this successful tourney. Under the direction of League Vice President Scott Gallivan, the league hopes you come out to watch these ladies play. And now our next article is The Blotter, Felonies from D District. String of armed thefts on Delaware Avenue. North Buffalo, May 11th, 2026, Delaware Avenue. The defendant entered 2152 Delaware Avenue, Marshalls. While inside, he concealed approximately 15 pairs of women's socks and 2 pairs of men's shoes into a black book bag with an estimated value of $175 and passed all points of purchase. When confronted by the complainant, Loss Prevention for Marshalls, the defendant displayed a box cutter stating, "Back off, I'll cut you." The defendant was apprehended by detective at Hurdle and Fairchild. Officer recovered 1 glass pipe with residue and a white rock-like substance suspected to be crack cocaine from front left pants pocket. Submitted to CPS lab by detective. May 11th, 2026, Delaware Avenue. Defendant did enter at the Target store at 2525 Delaware Avenue. He went to the sporting goods section and took an air mattress valued at $79.99 and walked out of the store, past all points of purchase, making no attempt to pay. Target security did recognize him from previous theft incidents and attempted to stop him from leaving with the mattress. Detective does have video of the incident. May 11th, 2026, Delaware Avenue. Defendant did enter the driveway of 216 Villa Avenue in the city of Buffalo and enter New York registered vehicle, a 2019 black Ford Explorer. Once inside, the defendant did damage the glove box, costing the complainant $210 in repairs. The defendant did then take a $50 work bag, $116 in cash, an $80 cable jump box, and the complainant's work ID without permission. The defendant was ID'd by detective and is observed wearing the same winter jacket and same styled pants on body camera from previous arrest. Detective does have video of defendant walking up to the driveway. May 10th, 2026, Elmwood Avenue. Patrol did observe a New York registered vehicle, a 2025 Ford Expedition, traveling northbound on Elmwood Avenue, go around another vehicle passing through red signal at Elmwood Avenue and Great Arrow. Vehicle did travel at a high rate of speed northbound on Elmwood. Patrol did catch up to vehicle at Elmwood Avenue and Hurdle. As traffic signal turned green, vehicle did proceed at a high rate of speed, continuing northbound on Elmwood Avenue. Vehicle did pull over at 2077 Elmwood Avenue, and officers did observe operator with poor motor function, slurred speech, and glassy eyes. Patrol officer did conduct roadside SFSTs. That operator did fail. Defendant was transported to AIU office for breath test. 1 open bottle of Leinita del Milagro tequila was recovered from vehicle's center console. Defendant did blow a .25 BAC. May 8th, 2026, Hurdle Avenue. Defendant did follow victim to her apartment and through her closed, locked door. Did tell victim he needed to speak with her and has been watching her. When asked to leave, suspect then attempted to enter locked apartment door, first by trying the knob and then by pushing the door with his body. Suspect is seen on video footage from the building on multiple occasions walking past victim's apartment with no legitimate purpose. May 8th, 2026, Elmwood Avenue. Officers responded to a warrant suspect call regarding defendant. When officers apprehended defendant did have a crack stem and 2 full bags of white rock substance in his left jacket pocket. Recovered by patrol officer, weight of substance 1.3 grams. May 7th, 2026, Delson Court. Victim stated to officers that her and defendant did get into a verbal argument at which victim told them to leave. Defendant continued to try and fight victim and threatened to shoot her with a gun. Defendant continued to threaten victim and did bash a black bag into a tan Buick to gain entry and then thrashed apartment. Victim stated she feared for her life. West Side, May 9th, 2026, Forest Avenue. Defendant got into a verbal argument with her stepmother and brother. Defendant put in headphones so they couldn't talk to her. This is when the defendant's brother took her headset out. This did upset the defendant, which led to her grabbing a kitchen knife, which made her brother and stepmother fear for their lives. And we'll turn now to the seniority column about Social Security's first-year rule and withdrawing from Social Security. Ask Rusty. And here's some of the letters that we have here. Dear Rusty, I am 63 years old and about to apply for my Social Security benefits. I am self-employed, but only working part-time. I know about Social Security's annual earnings limit, but recently I learned I must also be concerned about a monthly earnings limit of $2,040. My questions are, 1, how do I find out if I will be subject to a monthly earning limit of $2,040 per month? I thought it was only evaluated annually. And 2, if I choose to cancel Social Security within the first year or after, what are the penalties? Would I have to pay them back for the whole amount for the whole time that they paid me? Which makes no sense since I have been paid into Social Security since I was 13 years old. Can you help me understand this? Signed, Claiming Early and Still Working. Dear Claiming Early, it can get tricky if you are still working after claiming your Social Security before your Social Security full retirement age, or FRA, especially during your first year collecting. I'm happy to answer your specific questions. 1. There is a special rule which applies during your first year collecting early Social Security benefits, as in before your full retirement age, or FRA, which for you is age 67. What will happen is this. When the IRS provides SSA with your 2026 earnings in 2027, SSA will review to see if your total 2026 net earnings from self-employment exceeded the 2026 annual limit of $24,480. If not, no further action is necessary. But if you did exceed the full year 2026 earnings limit, Social Security Administration will contact you and ask you to provide them with details about your monthly 2026 net earnings. If you have exceeded the monthly limit in any 2026 month after your Social Security benefits started, you will not be entitled to Social Security benefits for that month. Essentially, if you have exceeded the annual limit, you cannot exceed the monthly earnings limit in any remaining month during your first year of collecting. If you exceeded the annual limit and also any monthly limit, Social Security will send you an overpayment notice saying you must repay them for the benefits you were not entitled to receive because you exceeded the monthly earnings limit. 2. You can, within 12 months of applying for Social Security, ask SSA to withdraw your application for Social Security retirement benefits. They will do that for you, but you will also be required to repay them all SS benefits that they have already paid to or for you. This essentially would wipe the slate clean and enable your Social Security benefit to continue growing, allowing you to apply for a larger monthly benefit later. But if you wait longer than 12 months after you first apply for Social Security benefits, you can no longer withdraw your application for Social Security. Thereafter, you would be subject to the annual earnings limit. The monthly earnings limit would no longer apply. For your information, after you reach your FRA, there is no limit on your earnings, and you could choose to suspend your benefit payments and earn delayed retirement credits, or DRCs, to get a higher monthly benefit. Also, at your FRA, if SSA withheld any of your benefits because you exceeded the earnings limit before reaching your FRA, you would get time credit for the number of months your benefits were withheld. Essentially, they would advance your benefit start month by the number of months your benefits were withheld, yielding a slightly higher monthly amount after your FRA. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier radio reading service. Our next article is entitled Opening of Northtown's Outreach Center in Eastern Hills Mall. Erie County Clerk Michael P. Kearns announced the successful grand opening of the Northtown's Outreach Center, now operating inside the Eastern Hills Mall, adjacent to the Erie County Auto Bureau. The new location is already expanding access to essential government services for residents across the Northtowns, including Alden, Amherst, Clarence, Lancaster, Newstead, and the Tonawandas. The Outreach Center officially opened on Monday, May 4th, marked by a ribbon-cutting ceremony with local leaders and strong community turnout. The first customer through the doors, Joanne Clayback of Amherst, who came into to take advantage of passport services and expressed appreciation for the convenience of having services closer to home, noting how valuable it is to have a dedicated county clerk services presence in the Northtowns. It's actually acknowledging that Northtowns are being represented now and that this office is available to us, she said. And that was really great, because I didn't have to drive all the way out to West Seneca to get a service or go downtown, so I was pleased with that. Clarence Town Supervisor Pat Casilio also took the opportunity, while present for the ribbon-cutting ceremony, to utilize the Outreach Center's passport photo and application services. The Northtowns Outreach Center operates the following hours: Monday and Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Outreach Center offers a wide range of services, including acceptance of new U.S. passport applications, on-site passport photo services, assistance with DMV-related forms and scheduling appointments, distribution of various departmental forms and guidance, enrollment for veterans in the clerk's Thank a Vet discount card program, registration for the William J. Donovan Book of Merit honoring Purple Heart recipients. This Northtowns Outreach Center reflects our continued commitment to bringing government services directly to the people we serve, said Erie County Clerk Michael P. Kearns. Following the tremendous success of our Southtowns Outreach Center, expanding this model to the Northtowns was a natural next step. The positive feedback from our first customers reinforces that we are meeting a real need, making services more accessible, efficient, and convenient for our residents. The first ever customer to the Northtowns Outreach Center was Snyder resident Joanne Clayback, who came in to take advantage of passport services. The addition of the North Towns Outreach Center underscores the clerk's office's ongoing efforts to enhance customer service, improve accessibility, and ensure all Erie County residents have convenient access to vital government resources. No appointments are required at either outreach center location, allowing residents to access services at their convenience. For more information, visit erie.gov/clerk or contact the Erie County Clerk's Outreach Center at 716-858-8864. That's 716-858-8864. Moving on now to our next article, Northwest Buffalo Beat by Dave Gallagher, a.k.a. Joe Bortz. My dog, Angel. When I was a young lad, I recall we always had a dog and a cat. The dog always followed my older brothers around, as that is what dogs did in those days. The cat was a lap animal. Crawl on your lap and purr away. That is what cats do. If you have one, you know of what I speak. Cats are different pets than dogs. Both are lovable, but to me, the dog is special. A constant companion, always wanting to be with you no matter where you go. Back in the day, we did not have leashes. They ran free and had the whole outdoors as their playground. They always returned home to eat after a day of sniffing the neighborhood for a female in heat. Our dogs were always mongrels, as there were plenty of strays and unwanted puppies available in those days. They ate table scraps, as in our case, we could never afford dog food. They were spirited as puppies, but due to the poor diet, did not last long. It was sad to lose them, but there were always replacements. Do not remember ever being very long without a dog. Some would say they're just dogs. No, they are not. They are living creatures with personalities. I loved every dog we had. The one that was super special to me was the one we had when I was 10 to 12 years old. Would follow me to school and be waiting for me when the bell rang. Followed me everywhere. Fishing out on the break wall, day or night. Would be my constant companion when I delivered the morning paper. There is no greater love than a dog for his or her master. Used to just take it for granted, as it was always there. They were more than just dogs. It is different in today's world. Dogs and cats are now part of the family. Dogs used to have outdoor dog houses or slept in the shed. Now dogs and cats have to sleep on the bed with you or somewhere comfortable inside the house. We spend a fortune making sure they have the right dog food. Some people I know even cook special food for their pet. What I spend at the vet in a year is more than my annual salary at one time. People tell me they spend thousands on their pets, but it is worth it to have a few more years of that special loving. Let me tell you a little about my Angel, rescue dog from a puppy mill. Lived in a cage, never on a leash, and never on grass. My wife was ailing, and a lap dog would be great. We always had golden retrievers, bigger dogs. We did get a small dog that was older, but he only lasted 4 years. No more dogs. It is too hard to see them pass. Well, we did get a female that was the exact same breed, a toy apricot poodle. My wife and Angel were inseparable. She was on the bed with her when she passed. You could see her grief when she left us. She sat next to that bed for a while, waiting for her return. Then she finally came over to me. She had no choice if she wanted to eat. 4 years have passed, now with her always at my feet and with me wherever I go. She is now my life. She is proof that dogs are not just dogs. Turning to the Grapevine column now. Reunion for all years of nativity of the BVM school on Albany Street in Buffalo will be held July the 12th from noon to 5 p.m. at Buffalo River Grove, formerly Fontana's Grove, 2299 Clinton Street, Buffalo, New York, 14227. Reservations are a must. RSVP by June 30th to Rosie Mendolera at 716-881-1306. That's Rosie Mendolera, 716-881-1306. Step Out Buffalo's Buffalo Artisans and Flea returns for a 3-day summer kickoff at first ever night market. Step Out Buffalo's signature summer shopping event is back and kicking off the season in a big way. The Buffalo Artisans and Flea returns to downtown Buffalo's Cobblestone District for 3 full days this June, featuring 125 plus local makers, vintage curators, food trucks, and more. And new for 2026, the event expands with its first ever Friday night market, giving shoppers an early start and a golden hour experience in the city. The event dates and location: Friday, June 26th from 3 to 9 p.m., night market Saturday, June 27th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, June 28th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Buffalo Waterfront will host 2 major events for the country's 250th anniversary the weekend of July the 3rd through the 5th. Buffalo Waterfront, along with Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation, announced today that Independence Day weekend will see both the return of the world's largest rubber duck, the 6-story tall waterfront waterfowl that last visited Buffalo in 2016, and a summer night at the Outer Harbors Terminal B with Joanne Falletta and the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, celebrating the spirit of America through music. M&T Bank presents Sound and Sky on the Waterfront, July 3rd. From sweeping orchestral favorites to iconic themes, Western New Yorkers can gather for a powerful celebration of America 250 on Friday, July 3rd, culminating in a glittering fireworks display over Lake Erie. There is something uniquely powerful about gathering by the water, with music as the backdrop and the city all around us, said Falletta, the BPO's acclaimed music director. This concert is about coming together with friends, families, and neighbors to share a summer night filled with energy, beauty, and connection. It is a celebration of Buffalo as much as it is a celebration of music. The concert will begin at 7 p.m., with fireworks immediately following at approximately 9:15 p.m. Tickets for this free performance are limited and available online on a first-come, first-served basis. Foldable chairs will be permitted for this show, but are subject to security inspection. Peace, Inc. has announced the Healing and Hope Conference 2026, Rebuilding Lives After a Violent Death and Restoring Safety in the Community. This is a 2-day event focusing on gun violence prevention and traumatic grief. Conference details: date Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, 2026. Time 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Registration opens at 8:30 a.m. Location: Buffalo State University, JLV Alumni and Visitor Center, 667 Grant Street, Buffalo, New York, 14213. Registration fee, $75, includes continental breakfast, lunch, and conference materials. Registration, visit www.peace-buffalo.org or mail checks to Peace, P-E-A-C-E, Inc., P.O. Box 1495, Buffalo, New York, 14240. For more information, call 716-429-6404. That's 716-429-6404. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the May 4th, 2026 issue of the Buffalo Rocket. Read from the Buffalo Rocket every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Willard Evans. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, and questions you may have. And please stay with us. I'll read the Buffalo News is coming up in just a moment.
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or another print